tell me what you see. I don't want you to focus in on the color or video quality, anything like that. More or less the stability, because that's where my question's coming from. What do you think? Seeing any difference? How about now? See any difference? So let me kind of explain. Alright, so let me kind of tell you the difference and explain to you not how the Hohem iSteady Pro 4 works, because you can find a YouTube video on all that. But I want to kind of point out the things that make a difference for me, and maybe if you're like me, you'll find these interesting as well. Alright, that's the difference in cameras. So the one on the right was just me holding the camera, and the one on the left was the Hohem gimbal. So honestly though, do we really need a sports camera for stability or a gimbal to use with a sports camera? I don't know. We know the stabilization that GoPro has is dynamic and some of the best on the market. However, does the gimbal make a difference on, you know, a better shot? Can it stabilize? I know we'll cut the stabilization off and all that stuff. You guys know what that's going to be like anyways. It's going to make it more stable, obviously. But if we just run straight stabilization on it and a gimbal, do we have a difference? Well, when I take you back to the lab and kind of break it down and show you what we're looking at on the gimbal itself, I would just want to kind of throw out a couple key points there to really ask yourself, is it worth the money? I mean, I paid like $100 for it, so to me it's a good deal. So let's go back to the lab and I'll finish up out here and then tell you all about it. All right, back to the lab here. So I want to kind of show you what now it comes with and kind of compare it to the DJI Mobile 7 to another gimbal I've got. This is not going to be a review of how this product works. This is going to be kind of a review of what I feel is different than my other gimbal. So here we go. Because with the cool little case, like they all come with, directions, it's got all these little cables, and USB to USB-C, micro, and all that good stuff. So here's the stand that it comes on. The stand doesn't come in the gimbal, so you gotta kind of screw it on. And here's what the other part looks like. Alright, let's put all these back in here. Let me get this out of the way so I can kind of show you. So this is kind of a walk around, some buttons, power, changing the mode, and your directional button here. Little trigger on the back, you got your light indicator here. Kind of tell you if you know what a light indicator does. Alright, looking at the gimbal itself, it's got an arm that fits over top of the camera. So let me grab my tin here. Just kind of put it in. This is spring loaded, goes over the front, and it just kind of latches right there. So it holds it good and sturdy. It's not coming out. I dug out my other camera so you can kind of see it fits all different sizes. And that's what the back looks like. This is probably my biggest downfall to this gimbal, is how it kind of covers up the back. So once you get it in there, it's hard to maneuver, change some settings, stuff like that. So I wish they would kind of work on that part. It does have a port in the back that you can plug your phone up to to charge it off the handle. However, if you notice, my plugs are not on this side. They're over on this side, which you can't get to. So what I gotta do for my GoPros, I gotta take them out, flip it upside down, put it in. Kind of see it's a quick little change, but now I have access to the plug from the back part. All right, when we turn this thing on, one thing that I do like about it, it's not like the others. So you just push it. It already self-balances. So you don't have to kind of calibrate the gimbal at all. You kind of see the directional components up and down, and then this little button here kind of twists it, and of course double tap brings you back to normal. All right, well, this one is unique. It does have the 3 axes, so it's good when it comes to gimbal wise as far as that goes. I'm just going to cut it off and show you the difference. This is my DJI, the Mobile 7. A lot of the same thing. It's got the trigger on the back. It's got your directional button. One thing about the directional on the DJI, it's more user-friendly, to where this one is hard to kind of get in there and work around, but this one kind of sticks out a little bit, so it's easier to maneuver, a little bit smoother for that. So if I'm trying to do some serious filming, I'm going to use this with my phone. This just has a whole lot more bells and whistles on it, and I really enjoy that one. But one thing that this one can't do is connect to any sports cameras. So downfall there. One thing this one doesn't do is connect to a phone. So it's kind of got a gimbal for everything these days, I guess. But I do like this one because of that. The phone or the sports camera kind of hooks up real easy. It's kind of a quick grab and go. It definitely works. Versus that, it's more, like I said, you got more bells and whistles. This one comes with an app that, let me kind of show you here, which is pretty cool. It automatically connects. I gotta turn it on first, I guess, because it's gonna ask me. Alright, so it's gonna connect right off. So yeah, there's your gimbal and everything. You can change your controls. This is a point where you can, if you notice the camera here, it's moving, so you can control it through your phone. Set up like day lapse to where it smoothly rotates from one point to the other for like a time lapse. A lot of other little features on here. However, one thing I don't like is if I'm sitting here trying to maneuver my camera or focal point, I don't actually see where my camera is pointing. So it doesn't really have a screen or anything to where you can tell what you're looking at. So I don't like that part. But again, I think this is more for someone that's going to generally use a gimbal in a quick little grab and go type of situation. And like I said, I like it. I think it's under $100, so you can, it's pretty budget friendly. And yeah, that's about it. So tell you what, let's go ahead and look at some B-roll I done here, and then y'all can decide on whether you need a sports camera gimbal versus a regular gimbal for the phone. So alright, see ya. So I got here doing the field test. I'm on the gimbal now with the 12, stabilization on and all that good stuff. But I just want to kind of come out here and wrap it up and say, to me, it's worth it. Because I use a lot of sports cameras. Of course, you've seen I have my phone, DJI, for bigger products or productions and video, stuff like that. And I'll use that anytime I'm going to get, quote, serious about recording something, just because of all the bells and whistles on it. But for this, little grab and go, snaps in quick, it's cheap, like I think they say splash proof. It doesn't have tracking on it, so that's one downfall about it. But other than that, it's all in all pretty good gimbal. I think worth the buy. Everybody probably needs one of these in their arsenal of video recording. So, all right, gang. Well, thanks for watching, and you guys can make your own decision on whether you need a sports camera, gimbal, regular gimbal, whatever it is. But all right, I will see you in the next one. See ya.